In a suburban house, Gerry Lane, a former United Nations employee, wakes up with his wife Karen and his two kids, Rachel and Constance. During the family breakfast, Gerry tells Constance, the youngest daughter, that he has resigned from his work to spend more time with the family. Several news reports are showing strife and talk of martial law. Later, Gerry is driving his family to another city, but they are stuck in traffic. He gets out of the car to find out what is causing the traffic block. There is a deadly zombie onslaught. These zombies prey on anybody that comes in their path. Everyone is tumbling down while biting. He notices something strange there. If bitten by a zombie, an average guy changes into a zombie in 12 seconds, anyhow he escapes with his family. He receives a call from a friend who is also a member of the CIA. He asks his friend for help. Gerry and his family reach for a building, so that the helicopter can fly over it and rescue them. Many people have become zombies in their surroundings as they enter the building, and attack the others around them. One of the zombies also attacks Gerry. The zombie is about to kill Gerry, but the zombie gets killed. The zombie's blood touches his mouth, and he thinks that he will also be transformed into a zombie. While going on the roof of the building, he tries to kill himself to avoid becoming a zombie and harming his family and others, but he is not transformed into a zombie, even after more than 12 seconds. As a result, he learns that a zombie's blood in the mouth cannot turn anyone into a zombie. A helicopter also flies over the building roof at the same time, which is sent by his friend. He shows mental satisfaction. The team member in the helicopter rescues them. The helicopter transports the Lanes and a large group of other refugees to a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier, off the coast of New York City. A team of scientists and military experts are on board, to assess the magnitude of the global pandemic. Thierry is waiting for them and has set up bunk beds for them. A virologist, Dr. Andrew Fassbach, argues that the plague is a virus, which must be found in order to develop a vaccine. Gerry is tasked with helping Fassbach locate the outbreak's source, due to his experience as a former UN investigator. When he is told that his family will be safe, he reluctantly agrees to help. He is sent to Camp Humphreys, a military base in South Korea, where an email stated that the outbreak might have originated. In just a few minutes after arriving at the base, his team is attacked by zombies. After slipping on the ramp of the C-130 plane, Fassbach accidentally shoots himself, after becoming frightened and cowardly. As a result of the gunshot, Gerry and the crew are forced to flee from the zombies that are roaming the area. After the remaining personnel on the base rescues him, he finds out that the zombies are attracted to noise. A Korean soldier was conducting research in the field when he was assaulted and transformed, according to the base's soldiers, led by Captain Speak. His conversion took a lot longer than what had been seen in more recent times. The diseased man assaults the base doctor, and they are both set on fire. One of Speak's men was able to stand in the center of the infected individuals, as he relates to Gerry. The soldier responds that something has been hurting him recently, when he asks how he hurt his leg. The soldier walks with a small limp. Gerry talks with Hoffner, an ex-CIA agent who was imprisoned for supplying guns to North Korea. He tells Gerry a horrific story of how the North Korean government was able to limit the spread in their country, by extracting the teeth of every resident within 24 hours, preventing its population from infecting each other through bites. Hoffner guides Gerry to Jerusalem, where the Israeli Mossad had set up a safe area, just before the epidemic was confirmed, suggesting that Israel could have been aware of what was to come in advance. Speak's crew rides a fleet of bicycles, in order to avoid making any noise as they refuel the C-130 and board Gerry. When Karen tries to reach Gerry, the zombies strike, and Gerry's satellite phone turns off. He and the C-130 pilot are able to leave once the jet is successfully refueled. He then meets Mossad chief Jurgen Wormbrunn in Jerusalem. Wormbrunn explains that the Mossad had months previously intercepted communications from an Indian army general, who claimed that Indian forces were engaged in combat with Rakshasa, dead spirits. In addition, Wormbrunn describes how the city's heart was surrounded by a towering wall, that is at least 50 feet high, and is bringing in refugees from other countries to the exclusion zone. While Gerry was speaking with Jurgen, a group of Muslim immigrants begin to sing joyfully at the prospect of finding a haven to live in. When one of the women locates a microphone, the singing becomes more audible, attracting the zombies outside and starts climbing the defensive wall, building a large pile that ultimately manages to enter the city. Gerry observes the zombies ignoring an elderly guy and a malnourished youngster as they run. In his escort, a young female Israeli soldier gets bitten by a zombie. To stop the illness from spreading, he hastily amputates her hand while counting to 12 to make sure she won't turn. Meanwhile, Gerry's pilot panics, and takes off without them. They reach the airport and can catch a Belarus Airways flight. He contacts Thierry, and requests for the location of the nearest WHO or CDC type lab, and they are sent to a WHO research center in Cardiff, Wales. A stowaway zombie gets unleashed from the cargo hold, and attacks a flight attendant while the plane is in the air, and assaults the other passengers. Gerry detonates a grenade to kill the zombies, and the jet crashes near Cardiff. Segan and Gerry continue as the only visible survivors of the disaster, albeit Gerry has been stabbed by a piece of metal. Segan locates him, and the two proceed to Cardiff to the WHO facility. Due to his lack of communication, the US Navy concludes he is dead and deports his family to Nova Scotia. He passes out at the gate, and wakes up 3 days later strapped to a gurney, his wound bandaged and treated. In front of the facility staff, he convinces them he's there on a specific mission. The men watching him call his wife's satellite phone as proof. Gerry receives a phone call from Thierry, who informs him that his family has been relocated to a land-based facility, because they are considered non-essential personnel. The WHO staff are suspicious of his identity, but Thierry verifies his identity. Then the main WHO doctor asks him what he needs from them, and takes him to his team. Gerry asks for the 3 deadliest viruses with a high mortality rate, because he wants to use them against the zombies. They tell him that he can't make the undead sick, but he explains that it's not for them but for humans. He thinks that the zombies' weakness is not being able to attack a sick host. He explains, the people he observed being avoided by zombies earlier, were suffering from a fatal condition that the zombies were aware of. Hence they did not attack. Using the harmful pathogen would not constitute treatment, but rather a disguise. One of the physicians understands his rationale, so she says meeting zombies face to face is the only way to confirm it. She claims that they have all of the viruses, but they are all kept in the B wing, which is infested with around 80 zombies. Another doctor informs him that the zombies in the B wing are now inactive. He demonstrates how they can go there. After a while, Gerry, Segan and the head physician are getting ready to head to the vaults and procure the virus. The doctors advise Gerry and Segan not to kill any zombies, because doing so makes the rest more aggressive, yet they still receive weapons. They enter the hallway in a group of 3. The chief doctor instructs his staff to permanently lock the doors, so that no zombie can enter the hallway. The doctor keeps an eye on them from the security of the opposite wing. Gerry enters first, and the light turns on, as they go carefully through the facility. They keep making noise, scaring a couple of the zombies. When they arrive at a lab with glass doors, Segan goes first, then the doctor, and finally Gerry, without alerting the zombies. They go to the vaults, when a flip door makes a noise, waking up the undead. They go through and arrive at the vaults. There are zombies down there too. Segan shoots a zombie, prompting all the zombies to run towards them. Gerry disarms the zombies, allowing the remaining survivors to reach the vault. The majority of them are caught behind the door. Gerry is the only one who follows him. He took it down without too much difficulty. Suddenly, another comes, and he also captures him. When Segan and the doctor arrive at the vaults, they are met with more zombies. They flee despite being pursued by a swarm of zombies. The other doctors unlock the doors for them. They close the door eventually. To reach the vault where the viruses are stored, Gerry ages while he runs away. After walking inside, he tries to open the door when the phone rings. A doctor tells Gerry the passcode, and he walks inside. And chooses a vial of the virus at random from the box. Suddenly, a zombie appears at the door. He is left with no other choice, but to inject himself with one of the viruses. He shows the scientists a note saying, "Tell my family I love them," and prepares one of the viruses and injects it. He waits a short time, and opens the door to the vault. The zombie walks in, but it doesn't attack him. Despite the zombie horde infesting the facility, he is able to escape. His theory's success is celebrated by everyone, as he reaches the safe area of the facility, and the doctors cure him. Gerry returns to his family in Freeport, Nova Scotia, in a safe zone. He gets reunited with his family and Tommy there. A vaccine is then developed, which acts as a camouflage against the zombies, allowing survivors to safely escape zombie-infested areas, and even mount offensives against them. Gerry comments, "This isn't the end. Not even close." Thank you for watching, but before leaving please make sure that you click subscribe and turn on the notification so that you can enjoy watching more videos like this.